Okay, so we have game 2 here of the Phillies at the Braves. This is game 64 in the 2008 Phillies replay. I'm Tenacious Earl here on the Tabletop Baseball channel. We're going to get right into this game. Game 1 was taken by the Braves. They defeated the Phillies by a score of 6-3, and the Phillies they broke up a bit of a winning streak they had, but they're going to try to get back on the horse here behind Kyle Kendrick, who will be pitching for them. The Braves will have JoJo Reyes. We need to get the ballpark effects. This is June 7th, night game. So we go up here, and it'll be right here. As you can see, June is in this column. We roll the D20, and based off of these numbers here, we then move over and get the correlating. And it's a 1, so it's going to be good conditions tonight. 10s on the singles. And 5 home run for lefties and 11 home run for righties. So the Phillies, for the first time in a few games, 15 days most likely, they have Jason Worth back. So that's good for them against a lefty in JoJo Reyes. They just activated Worth. They sent down Chris Snelling, who had been on the roster, but didn't make an appearance in those few games he was up. So Rollins at short, Victorino center, Utley second base, Howard first, Burrell left, Worth right, Felice third base, Ruiz catching, Kendrick pitching. That's the Phillies lineup going up against lefty JoJo Reyes. For the Braves going against the righty Kendrick, it'll be Yunil Escobar shortstop, Kelly Johnson second base, Chipper Jones third base, Mark Teixeira at first, Brian McCain catching, Jeff Francoeur in right, Gregor Blanco in center, Josh Anderson in left, and Reyes on the mound. And we already did the ballpark roll, so let's just go ahead and get on the road. Jimmy Rollins facing Reyes. We have to remember this is a lefty pitcher right now. So 5-4, he's batting from the right as a switch hitter, and that'll be a fly ball to center. Gregor Blanco, the center fielder, a 2, range, and a 3. And I don't know if they may get a single out of that. And they do. Single, and then he is an E3 and a 12. There won't be an error there, but single for Rollins. Hi, Jerry. I am pretty good at the moment. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to try and get the live screen up here, my chat window. All right, so between Reyes, who's a +1 holding runners, and McCann a +1 with an arm, that makes +2. Rollins will, you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and try to hit and run with Victorino here. So he's a C. That's gonna make him a B because they're gonna be holding Rollins on. So let's just go ahead and that's a 9. Let's do the hit and run, and that's a 2-4. And so for a B hit and run, that will be a grounder to first. And as you can see here, the 2-4, we job ourselves there a bit. Just a second. For some reason, that's playing. But that's unfortunate that... Wait, what are you doing? That's not right. It's grounded first, but that would have been a home run if we had just stuck with the straight roll. So that's a U3, we'll say. His only play is to first. See if that costs the Phillies. Chase Utley. Well, definitely see if it costs them too much more. 2-2. That's a potential single off Reyes, 1-17, and it's a 17. So Rollins to third, Utley to first, 1 out. Ryan Howard. And hold on because that is not working right. So Howard. 6-4 batting from the left side, grounded to third. Could they turn two? Jones and E19, 3E19, 3 and a 9. That's probably going to get the run home as they're trying to turn two. But let's see, the E19 and a 7, that might be another thing. 3 and a 9, G3, that's definitely going to get the run home. And what did I say? E19 and a 7, and that is an error. So everybody is safe. The run comes home. That's going to be an E5. And now first and second with one out. Phillies take a 1-0 lead here. Pat Burrell at the plate now. There's a 5-7 against a righty, and that's more trouble for the Braves. 1-7 double. It's a 12. Single 2 stars will score another run. Howard will go to third, and that's 2-0 Phillies. Here is Jason Worth. First game back. 5-11 against a righty in ballpark single. 1-10. It's an 8. Another run in. Good start. 3-0 for the Phillies here off JoJo Reyes. The Phillies won this game 6-2 in real life. Pedro Feliz, first and second, 1 out. 1-5, and that is going to be a tailor-made ground ball that will get them out of the inning. That will be a Escobar to Johnson to Teixeira to get them out, but not before 3 runs come across. On they got 4 hits there. An error did cause a problem there for the Braves, but all right, so Kendrick staked to a lead. Who do I like in the World Series? Question from Jerry Ball. One moment while I get a sip of some water here. Well, I'll probably root for the Astros, but I have a feeling that the Dodgers probably have a more complete team as far as bullpen and all. But you know, the Astros did pretty well to make sure that the Yankees were out of there. So I think the Dodgers probably have the upper hand, especially since I believe they're the home team in Game 1, so they have home field advantage. So Escobar leads off. 6-8 against a righty, and that's a grounder to third. And that's 1 out. Kelly Johnson. I know that I should probably be rooting for the Dodgers because of Chase Utley, but 3-7, that'll be a strikeout. Kendrick the righty, so that's 2 outs. Chipper Jones, there's a 6-8. He's batting from the left, a 1-3 single. And it's a 6. That'll be a liner to Utley for the out. And 1-2-3 for Kendrick. Breezy first inning for him. See if that will continue, or if the Braves will turn the tide here. It's top of the second. Well, the Astros have the bats for it, so I think that's where they have the upper hand potentially. I think 6-8, batting from the right, that is a 1-3 triple. It can't come up triple. Oh, it does. Well, Ruiz is going to get around there and turn it into a triple. And he didn't have one, but we're going to stick with it. So it'll be Kendrick up. He is an A bunter. He's going to try to get Ruiz home here with a bunt. They're expecting it, so it's a B. B6 on the sacrifice. We'll call it a safety squeeze here. That's defense. So for safety squeeze, running speed -6 plus defensive fielder rating. So 1 is what, the pitcher? So that's Reyes, who's a 2. So you go with Ruiz, who is an 11. -6, that's 5 plus 2, 7. That's probably not gonna turn out well for the Phillies. 1 to 7. And they're gonna come home with it. And it's a 4. He is safe at home. And they will call that a fielder's choice. And that will be an RBI for Kendrick. And the Phillies take a 4-0 lead on that. And Kendrick will be at first with nobody out. Jimmy Rollins. .46 batting from the right side. Fly ball to right field. Where was that? B. So no advancement. 1 out. Victorino. And a potential wild pitch. Reyes, 1 to 3. It's a 13, so we will. So 5-6, he's batting from the right. He'll strike out. And 2 outs, Chase Utley at the plate. .19 against a lefty, and that's a grounder to first, and Teixeira runs over to the bag, but they do pick up a run on the failed attempt to get Ruiz at home. Could have taken the sure out, and instead they tried to go for broke, and they ended up broke. All right, so bottom of the second here, Teixeira. And against a righty, a 110. And that'll be a grounder right back to Kendrick. And he makes the out. Brian McCann. 3-12. He's going to draw a walk. First base runner for the Braves. Frank Orr can put a pop into him here. 2-7. And that'll be a fly ball to center. Caught by Victorino. Retreating McCann, 2 outs. Gregor Blanco. And a lefty, 5-8. That's a single. 2 stars. So McCann will be able to get to third. And first and third with 2 outs. And it'll be Josh Anderson against Kendrick. Pretty good platoon guy for the right side here. So 2 outs. Here's Anderson. And that is a 3-8, and he strikes out. And that's, you can see he's got a pretty good card there, but that doesn't work out for them. And the Braves come up empty there. And Kendrick will be facing the pitcher, Reyes, barring some kind of a crooked inning here. So top of the third, 4-0 Phillies. 1 hit there in the bottom of the second for the Braves. Here is Ryan Howard, lefty-lefty matchup to lead off in a 1-6. And 1-18. This one's long, and this one is gone. 5th run of the game, a home run for Ryan Howard. Goes deep. That may be number 17 for him on the season. And that's 5-0, and this may start the Braves bullpen into action here. As Reyes is up first in the bottom of the third, they may pull him. Oh wait, nobody's on base. Pat Burrell, 3-6, and he'll draw a walk. Burrell does have a good eye for someone with that kind of power. He draws his share of walks. So Jason Worth back. He singled in his first attempt since being back. Oh, here is a potential passed ball. For McCann, he needs a 1 rolled here, and it's a 7. Went off the page. So Worth against the lefty, 2-3. Ballpark single, 1 to 10, and it's a 1. Hey Ken, so 2 for 2 for Worth, and the Phillies are rolling. Let's see, with Felice up, the Braves, they're gonna go to, they're gonna hook Reyes out of the game here. And let's see who was last up. It's Anderson in left. Well, they're gonna go with Greg Norton here. They're gonna pull a double switch. So it's gonna be going to try to give the Braves a chance to. So Reyes goes, two innings, and that's it. I'm going to try to manage the Braves in a way that maybe they have a chance. So, all right, so Norton will bat first, and Anderson goes to the bench, and Norton just need to do some adjustment here. The trouble when you have double switches is that you have to start making the defensive changes and all that stuff. So first and second, nobody out. Pedro Felice. And I didn't take Reyes out of here. Here we go, Jeff Bennett. 4-5 against a righty. Grounder to short. This could be a double play ball. Escobar 2E21. 2 and 11. I think that will get the job done. They're not holding anybody on. And let's see. It's 21 and 12. And he makes the play. 2-11. Yep, that's a G1, so induces the double play ball. That gets 2 outs, 6-4-3. And they're going to intentionally walk Ruiz to bring up Kyle Kendrick. 2 outs. First and third. 6-8, and that is trouble. Wow. This is the type of rolls the Phillies got in game 1. So this is 6-8 is a 1-2 double. That's a 12. That's a single. 2-star and an RBI for Kendrick, and a second RBI on the game. Ruiz ends up at third, and the strategy doesn't necessarily pay off. Ruiz would have had that roll, but now is where it gets dicey because we put Ruiz on. If they don't get Rollins out here, it sets up a big inning. So it's now 6-0, top of the third, and it's time for J-Roll to come to the plate. 2-10. That'll be a grounder to short, and they'll go the short way. 6-4, fielder's choice, ends the inning. Well, they pick up 2 runs. They've scored in every inning. And the intentional walk didn't really hurt them terribly. So let's see. You guys are busy. Yeah, got a couple busy guys there chatting. It's good to be busy. It means you're full of vim and vigor. All right, so Kendrick staked to a 6-0 lead. Let's see if he can have a nice outing here and get himself in line for the W. Here's Greg Norton, a 6-4. That's he's a switch hitter. That's a catcher X chance. So that's Ruiz 2 and 11. It's off the page. It could be an error. That's a big number. Let's see. What is he? E2? E2 in 16. 16 is not an error for an E2. So let's see. The 11 with a 2 range is a pop out. So they avoid a leadoff problem there on an error. So Yuniel Escobar with 1 out. And a 1-5, he will single. And as they need, they're just going to go ahead and swing away here. Kelly Johnson up at the plate now. 2-5, and that's a grounder to the pitcher. That's going to get the lead runner. Lefty means 1-6, fielder's choice. The relay not in time from Rollins, and 2 outs. Johnson at first. He's going to try and see if he can get a steal here. 10. No, it doesn't. So it makes it 11 minus 4, 7. Plus 3, 10. 1-9 chance. With Chipper's got enough power. I don't think you want to chance having the final out here. Let's. Hi, Manny. That's a 5-2 batting from the left side. 1-14 single. And it will be a 7, but that wouldn't have scored the run either way. First and second, 2 outs, and here is Teixeira, who can put a charge in one on occasion. 2 outs, 6-6 batting from the left, and there is trouble. That'll be at least a double. That is a double. It's going to score Johnson. Chipper from third, a 12 plus 3 because he wasn't being held on. And there's 2 outs, so that makes it 1-15. And the double was to center, so Victorino minus 3, 1-12 chance. They got Brian McCann coming up. They're going to hold him. So McCann against Kendrick, 2 outs, second and third. And pick your poison, McCann or Francoeur, one or the other. I think we're going to go with McCann. 2 outs, second and third. 6-9 against a lefty. That's a walk. There, that makes the decision for us. And this would make it 6-5 if Francoeur can somehow get into one. They'd love to see a high number on the 2 column here. 2 outs, bases loaded, and it's Francoeur. 3-4. That is a ballpark single chance. 1-10. It's a 7, and that's going to score a run. 2 runs in. Francoeur comes through. Not with a big hit, but with at least a hit to get them another run closer. And so base is still loaded, and it'll be Gregor Blanco. 2 outs. Base is loaded. 3-10. And that is more trouble. Single 2-star most likely, and that is what it is. 2 more runs are going to come in, and Kendrick is blowing a gasket here. 6-4. First and third, and it's going to be the pitcher spot. Thankfully for the Phillies, that's coming up. They batted around. And, man, the Braves had hoped to use Bennett for more than an inning. They're only going with 4 bench players. They're going to hit with Bennett here. So, first and third, 2 outs. And that is a 2-9. That's a strikeout to end the inning. They do get 4 and make it a little bit closer here. But that allows them to use Bennett a little longer because he's got a 3 rating, and now that they're back to within 2, not so urgent for them to be trying to squeak out runs with pinch hitters at this point. So against Bennett here, it'll be Victorino leading off. 4-11, batting from the left side, grounded to first. 1 out. Utley. And that'll be a strikeout. 2 outs. And Howard. 2-10, a grounder to second base, and a 1-2-3 inning for Bennett. So that at least gives the strategy choice for the Braves some merit there. Phillies are going to stick with Kendrick for now. And it'll be Norton. He led off the last inning. And a 3-8 is a strikeout for out number 1. Kendrick is a 5th inning weakness guy. Here is Escobar. 5-5 against a righty, grounder to short. That'll be Rollins. And let's see, 14 on an E8. He'll make the play. Out number 2. And it's Kelly Johnson. 1-12, a grounder to second, and a 1-2-3 inning for Kendrick. He kind of pulls it back together after a tough 3rd inning for him. 4th goes quite a bit better. They're going to give Bennett one more inning here, the 5th. What's up? Oh, Manny, wow. Glad you're back. I'm glad you're safe. Wow, I didn't realize you were in an area that got affected by that hurricane so badly. I'm glad. I hope everybody's okay down there that you know, and all your family and such. He says everything in your family is okay. Well, that's awesome to hear. But I'm sure that doesn't help any. I mean, maybe it does a little bit help from the material side of things, but it's still, I'm sure, a lot of pieces to pick up. So, regardless. So, and I'm sure you have lots of people around you that, as well, that are struggling to get by, trying to get things back together again. Burrell here. Bennett in his 3rd inning of work. 6-4 against a righty, catcher X. McCann a 3 and a 17. That'll be a grounder that he is able to make the play on for the 1st out. Jason Worth. 6-7 against a righty, grounder to second. X, this will be Johnson. He's a 3. And, well, there's an 18 on the D6s. So let's see. He is an E17. That is a 2-base error. So he throws it 20 rows deep. Just it got away from him, and Worth will reach on an E4. I forgot to put the E there. So I'm going to rewrite it and make sure that I account for it right in Strat PC. E4. Okay, so brings up Pedro Feliz. 5-8 against a righty, and Bennett strikes him out, and here is Ruiz. And this time they will pitch to Carlos, and a potential balk. Bennett does not balk, so we will roll the 3-6s here. 3-6. And a runner in scoring position on a 3-6 with the Omega. That is going to be a ballpark single, and it comes back to haunt the Braves as Worth will score on the single 2-star. And it's now 7-4. Hey, Utah Mike. And so Kendrick with a runner at first and 2 outs. And a 6-7 batting from the right. Grounder to second. Again, this is Johnson, a 3 and a 20. That's fine. And he gets and it's a rare play. Let's see. So the 20, that's going to be a G1. Rare play. Runner on first, batter start the... Well, there's 2 outs, so we're just going to say the rare play isn't really in effect. And so they do get a run. Nice insurance run there. 7-4 Phillies. And they turn the lineup over. Could have thought about pinch hitting for Kendrick there, but a little early to be doing that, even though he has given up 4 runs through 4 innings. Here is Larry Jones and a 3-4, and he'll draw a walk to lead off. This is where Kendrick ran into problems in the lineup the last time through, and a 1 means a potential wild pitch for Kendrick. 1-4, it's a 13, so 2-6, and there's a double, and Chipper not the most fleet of foot. They're going to hold him up at third with the Phillies are going to start getting the bullpen ready. They will get Clay Condrey warming up, and it'll be McCann at the plate against Kendrick. Second and third. Nobody out. They're playing back. They want an out. 6-8 against a lefty. 1-3 single. That's a 10. Line out to second, and that's a big out right there. Brings up Francoeur. Hi, Larry. 1-11. That is a grounder to third. Let's see, with the infield back, a grounder to third B. Gotta look at my chart. It was second and third, grounder B, 5. Hit to second base or shortstop. Batter out, runners advance a base. Otherwise, batter out, runners hold. Oh, that's a huge break for the Phillies. That was a grounder to third base. So a grounder to the corner means that everybody has to hold, and that's the second out. And Kendrick sees his way out of the inning potentially. Now the question is, does he put a runner on? He's gonna pitch to Blanco here. 2 outs, second and third. 4-6 against a lefty. Grounder to second. Can Utley get it? 2 and a 15. So that's the good part. Now he just needs to not commit an error here. And there's a 6 on an E14. And E14 and a 6 means he makes the play. And the Phillies will escape unscathed there. They stick by Kendrick, and he gets them through the inning by the skin of his teeth. He's a 5th inning starter, so man, he's getting close to being spent there. So we're at the top of the 6th. And it's going to be Rollins. Wait, let's see. And Bennett. I think we're going to do another double switch here. Let's see who's coming up. They're going to go to a lefty out of the pen. Their choices are Will Oman, who pitched. He pitched an inning in the ball game yesterday, and Royce Ring. I think they're going to save Oman for a little later and use Ring now. Ring went an inning as well. They used 2 lefties yesterday. Actually, they're just going to use Ring for... They won't do a double switch. They're just going to not worry about that at the moment. So Ring goes up against Rollins. Lefty left. Rollins switch hitter. He's going to bat from the right. 1-4 against the lefty. That's a fly ball to left field. And the play will be made by Greg Norton. 1 out. Shane Victorino. 2-6 and a potential triple here. That's a 3. That will be a triple for Victorino. Strolls into third. And so here is Utley. They're going to move the infield in here. There's a 5 on the D20, so no issues. So here we go. Infield in. That's a 5-7. From the left side. Uh-oh. That is a 1-8 double. And somehow that sucker's leaning. Going to re-roll it. That's a 19. That'll be a single, but the run does score. And it's now 8-4. And they're going to keep him in here for Howard. Let's see. Ring being a +7, but they're not going to worry about stealing at this point. Here is Howard. 6-9 against the lefty. Another double most likely, unless there's a 1 when we re-roll the D20. They're going to hold Utley up at third base, and the Braves will go back to the bullpen. It'll be Blaine Boyer now. Second and third with 1 out, and Boyer will come in. And I think they will make a double switch. Nah, they're going to hold on. They have plenty of relief pitchers, so it'll be Pat Burrell facing Boyer. Second and third, again, the infield is in. 2-4 ballpark single against the righty. That is a 1-10 chance, and it's a 4. That'll score another run. 2 runs across. It's now, let's see, 7, 8, 9. 9-4. And Jason Worth will come up here now. First and third. Again, they'll play with the corners in only. 5-7, batting from the right. That's a strikeout. Second out. And now Pedro Feliz. And a 1. Could it be a wild pitch? It would score another run. 1-5. 13. No wild pitch. Pedro Feliz. 2-2. Grounded to short. And that will end the inning. But they get another couple runs. And they can leave Kendrick in there. He was on the edge of being tired. The Braves are going to get Manny Acosta warming up because they're going to pinch hit here for Boyer. And it's going to be Ruben Gotay. The switch hitter. So this will be just about it for Kendrick here this inning. 4-9, batting from the left. That's a fly ball to left, and that'll be out number 1. Norton, 0 for 2 so far. 1-2, a grounder to short. And then that brings up Escobar with 2 outs. A 1-6, and that'll be a grounder to Kendrick. And Kendrick finishes out his game here most likely, even though he has given up 4 runs. He pitched pretty well, all things considered. And it's going to be Acosta now coming into the game. let's see. Bennett pitched, what, 3 innings, right? Ring pitched 3rd. Boyer pitched 2/3, and Acosta now in for the 7th. Bit of a stretched out game here, kind of getting a little freaky. So Condrey back up again, warming up, and they're going to pinch hit for Kendrick. He had a real nice outing here. Well, not real nice. A decent outing. 4-9 against a righty. Grounder to short. 2E21. That's a 20 on the D20. And a 15 for an E21 is going to be an error on Yunil Escobar. So that's the 2nd error in the game. Actually, the 3rd error for the 3rd error. Yeah, for the Braves. And they're going to go ahead and send So Taguchi. He's not. It's not the best matchup, but they're going to just try and save Jenkins and Dobbs for a little bit later. And actually, he's going to probably, we're not gonna bother bunting with him. We could for sure. So here's Taguchi. That's a 1-7, and that's a grounder to short. That'll be a 6-4-3 surefire double play. So that brings up Rollins with nobody on and 2 outs. That's a 1-5. He'll draw a walk. He's not running here with a big lead. 1-8, another walk. That's going to bring up Chase Utley. And at this point, they're probably going to give Omen the night off. Oh boy, let's see. Potential balk. Well, Acosta doesn't balk. Boy, if it were a 1, it'd been a wild pitch for sure. 4-8 against a lefty. Fly ball left. That'll be the 3rd out as it is caught by Norton. And so, let's see. We got a 0 down here and a 0 up here. 7th inning stretch. And it's going to be Condrey coming in maybe to get... let's see. We could try something here. It is, 9-4. So we'll just have to see how Condrey pitches here. But there's a potential that we could... Okay, so let's see. So we had 1 here, and we're going to go with A. And A is Condrey. Kendrick goes 6 innings. Probably a bit of a long 6 innings for him. Pitched to 28 guys. That's a little more than he's probably scheduled to do in your typical Stratomatic PC game. 3-7 against a righty. Strikes him out. Chipper Jones. There's a 1-4. That one is long, and that one is gone. Chipper connects. Makes it 9-5. And it'll be Mark Teixeira. 3-2. It's leaning. It's going to be a hit by pitch. We're going to give it to him. A little bit of a leaner, but... So Brian McCann. 13 on the D20. It's a 2-5. There is a single. 2 stars, and it's going to be 1st and 3rd. So the Braves are not going to go quietly into that dark night. Frank Hoare now, 1st and 3rd. They're going to play with the infield back, trying to get Well, I did say hi, Utah Mike. I think I did, at least. I'm pretty sure I did. 5-4 against a righty. Grounded to third. Ooh, boy, this could get them out of the... They're playing with the infield back. So, Felice, a 2E12. They need a high number here on the D20. Can they get it? It's a 9. Is it high enough? I'm not sure if it will be. And a 13 poses another problem, potentially. Let's see. What is Felice? E12. Needed a 12. They get away with that. But now a 9 on the... he is a 2 and a 9. That is a G2. So that will be... That is essentially a fielder's choice. 5-4. They can't turn it. So another run comes in that makes 9-6. Here in the bottom of the 7th. And it's going to bring up Gregor Blanco. See what he can do here against Condrey. 3-7, and he draws a walk. That's going to bring the tying run to the plate. And that's the pitcher spot. And they're short on guys. It's either Corky Miller, the backup catcher, or Omar Infante. And at this point, with the runners they have on, they're going to have to go with Infante. 2 outs, runners at first and second. So here we go. Infante, can Condrey squeak his way out of this? 2 outs. There's a 3-9, and that is a grounder to second, and it will get them out of the inning. Whew. 2 runs, and looked like they were on track for more. And Infante, he's not going to stay in the game. So the Braves, they will... They're going to turn to Phil Stockman. Costa went 1 inning. Top of the 8th, 9-6. A little more interesting than the Phillies wanted to make it. That'll be Ryan Howard up against Stockman. They're trying to not use Omen if possible. They used him for an inning last night. 1-8. And that's going to be a fly ball to center field. And, boy, that is 1 away from some real power. 1 out. Pat the bat. And that's another 1-8. And this is a strikeout. 2 outs. And it's now going to be Jason Worth. 6-6 against a righty, strikeout. Ends the top of the 8th. Stockman has a nice little card right there. Let's see. So Condrey... They're gonna decide to use Madsen here in the bottom of the 8th. Don't want to take chances. They're going to get up their normal setup guy. Madsen or Condrey kind of made it a little bit close there. And they'll have Lidge available for the 9th. Depending on what Madsen does here. So Greg Norton facing the righty. 5-5, batting from the left side. That's a walk. Not the way that Madsen wants to start. It loses him right off the bat. Yunel Escobar. 6-5 against a righty. Strikes him out. And here's Kelly Johnson. Madsen would love a sharp grounder. 15 on the D20. Love a sharp grounder to get out of this inning. A 3-11. And that is... Well, that's not what he's going to get unless Well, not unless. It would be a force play. Unless it's a 1. A 1 would be a single. Definitely don't want a 1. And it's a 1. And that's going to bring the tying run to the plate. That's going to be Chipper Jones. D20 putting the hurt to Ryan Madson and the Phillies at the moment here. Chipper Jones, 1-3, and that's a walk. Almost gets another home run. Bases are going to be loaded. And nothing has been easy for the Phillies in this replay. From the get-go. And that's a 2. Potential passed ball off Ruiz's card. 1-2 chance. It's a 14, but here's Teixeira. Bases are loaded. They're going to play with the infield back here, hoping for 2. That is a 2-10. That one is long, and that is a grand slam. And just like that, the Phillies are behind 10-9. So Brian McCann, almost as good as Evan Gattis. 5-3 against a lefty. Fly ball to right field. Fly ball to right field, that'll be worth 2 and a 15. And that's going to be an out. So 2 outs. And a turn of events here for Atlanta. They hit Ryan Madson here, 2-12, and that'll be a line out to short to end the inning. But 4 runs put a 4 spot, 2 4 spots in this game for the Braves. And guess what? The Braves are going to be going to their closer. And at this point, I'm not really sure who their closer is. I guess it'll be Rafael Soriano. He's the only one with a closer rating. He gets 2 outs before he gets tired. Let me see something. Acosta's like that as well. Bennett could have been used that way. Boyer had a 0 rating. So there's a couple guys that are like that, but it's going to be Soriano. So, anybody who wants to accuse me of ever tanking this Braves or the opponents for the Phillies, just try and do it, because I don't think that's the way I'm playing it. So I think if I could have left Ring in there for a couple innings and let them torch him. So, and maybe I should have, but I didn't. So Pedro Feliz, and so we've got Dobbs and Jenkins as well that are available. So we're going to go with Feliz to start here. 5-9 against a righty. Let's see, I can't really see it very well. That's a walk. Carlos Ruiz. They're going to go ahead and pinch hit for him with... They're going to go with Jenkins here. So Jenkins will pinch hit for Ruiz. And here we go against Soriano, the righty. That's a 3-6, and that's a grounder to short. That's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice. Jenkins is able to beat it out, and so it's a pitcher spot. And it'll be Greg Dobbs coming in. Can Dobbs be the hero? All right, so here's Dobbs with the runner at first. 1-7. Oh boy, and there we go. There is a 1-12 double. It's a 5, so it's going to make second and third with 1 out, and it'll bring Jimmy Rollins to the plate. Braves will move the infield in here. And can Rollins... Man, now it's Rollins' turn. Can he get a hit here and do some damage? 4-5, batting from the left side, and he strikes out. That's out number 2. And it's going to be up to Shane Victorino. 1 for 4 in the game. He had a triple. They sure could use another triple now. Can he get something here? Anything. A single. Single ties it up. And the pitch. And that is a 1-9. And that is a grounder to second. And Johnson throws to first. And that will be it. The Phillies go down 10-9 to the Braves. We'll just leave it at that. So that's the way it goes sometimes. So I'm going to sign it off here. It's been a long game. Thanks everybody who tuned in to the live stream.